My name is Miss Chyenne, and today I'm going to be teaching you all how to draw our favorite pelican mascot, Pierre. Let's get started. Alright, now I'm going to be drawing digitally just because it's easier to record, and that way you get to see my full hand movements without my hands being in the way. So let's start off with the circle for the head. Now Pierre's got a small ball-like head, and this here are the guidelines so I know exactly where my eyes are going to sit. So think of it like a basketball, and you're using the lines there to figure it out. You can also consider using the box method. So you still have those same guidelines, but then you get to see that, hey, I'm facing forward. Now once we have those eye lines set, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the eyes to that eyebrow line. Normally it's for eyebrows, but because we're going for a more cartoony style, they're going to sit right on that line. And once I know where my eyeballs are going to sit, we're going to add that swoop of his beak. Now the top of his beak has a big swoop, and we kind of follow that again with the underneath of it, leading into that big old smile, which leads to his chubby cheeks and the little smile line. And then we go ahead and add the bottom. Ooh, I'm gonna hit the undo button. You would go ahead and erase, unless you're following along digitally as well. Let's try that again. Yeah, that's a lot better. So we're gonna add some dimension and volume by adding his outside lines to be that lip, essentially, of his beak. And then we're gonna go in and we're gonna add a little bit of a heart, and that's gonna be his tongue. You know, what he uses to talk with. All right, we're gonna leave his beak alone for now because we gotta figure out the rest of him first. So we're gonna jump back up to those eyes. And think of it like two eggs sitting together next to each other in the nest. So you have one oval and then the other one sitting a little bit behind it. So you're not gonna see the full thing, but enough to know it's there. And then we add our pupils so he can actually see you. Now, remember I said his head is small, especially compared to his beak. So it's just a small little basketball, almost kind of baseball-ish. And one of his key features is that he has 4 hair feathers. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the very top of his head. Now I'm switching to my eraser here, and we're gonna erase a little bit of those guidelines in the eyes so they're a lot less messy. And they're bright and crystal clear. And we're gonna add a little bit of an eye shine by erasing a little bit of that pupil. Gives it a little bit more life, yeah? Now, we're gonna go back to that beak, and ooh, didn't like that. So again, I'm hitting the undo button, but you would just erase until you get the right swoop. That comes with practice and with time. There we go, I like that one. We're just gonna touch it up just a little bit. And that is his pouch where he holds all his food. Now we're gonna give him his long neck. He's a goofy little fella, isn't he? But that's why we love him. Now I'm gonna move my page a little bit so I can get a better shot to draw his body. Now his body is gonna be a watermelon-esque shape. Or a lemon slice even, but like I figured the watermelon makes the most sense. Alright, okay, you get the point. He also has 3 tail feathers, 1 big one and 2 little guys off to the side. Next, we're going to add another egg shape to be his wing, and we're going to add a couple feathers by doing a line across from the main part, and then 2 little ones just to indicate that, oh, he deals with little feathers. Next, we're going to add his drumsticks, I mean legs. Just the little parts of his feathers that come out where all the meat in his legs are. And now we draw those 2 skinny little legs. Now, a pelican has webbed feet. So we've got 3 toes and then webbing in between. So it's a straight and then 2 curves. And then once you get those set down, you can add the marking to show the strong parts of his toes and the thinner part that makes the webbing, that makes him such an excellent swimmer. Now, you could stop here, but I'm gonna add another wing in the back of him waving at us. This is a little bit more where we can add some characterization. And there's those 2 little wave lines. He's saying, hi! Now we're going to add him a shadow so he's standing on land. And we're going to go ahead and kind of sketch it in a little bit. Now, we're just about done with the basics of our line art. We're just going to go in and we're going to clean up some of those sketch lines from how we had the head sitting. Thank them for helping us, but they got to go now. Because we got to squeeze in some eyebrows so he can be oh so expressive. And ta-da! A little bit more shading, but basically you could stop here. This is about what it takes to draw for the line art version. But I'm gonna take this a step further and I'm gonna go ahead and color him. You really only need about 3 colors. You're gonna need a light brown, a warm orange, and then a solid red. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna sketch and color him in. You could also use the fill bucket if you are painting digitally, but I'm doing this for those doing it without digital on traditional pen and paper can follow along a little easier. Now for shadows, you're gonna press your pen a little bit harder so it's a little bit more solid. And your shadows are going to be anywhere where light would be blocked, usually at the bottom or the back side of your images. It just gives them a little bit more volume, a little bit more definition. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and color this. You're free to hang out and watch along. We're going to go ahead and switch to the orange here to start coloring his beak and his feet. And we're switching to red just to do the final touch of adding that tongue. And a little heart to say thank you for following along. And the most important part, to sign your name so that everybody knows what you did. And like that, you have drawn Pierre the Pelican. We hope you had fun and we'd like to see your pictures. So you can email them in to us or post them on social media and hashtag us so that we can see them. Thanks again for joining us. Bye, my friends. See you next time.